Hi friends, in this we're going to read this D-level book today. It's called The Boring Day, and it's about two girls, and their names are Kira and Rebecca. And so I'm going to show you what their names look like. Kira and Rebecca, because names can be really tricky. So you always want to make sure when you come across a name, you can ask for help with it. You can try to sound it out, and you just do your best with it. If you want to make it up, and just hold that through the story until you can ask someone to help you figure it out, that works too. That's kind of the one thing where you kind of have to make it work. So that's what I'm going to give it to you today. This is Kira and Rebecca. Now, you're going to use your picture power to figure out which one is which in the story. There's something else I want to show you before we start. We're going to use a little bit of snap word power in this. And most of the snap words you already know. But there's two that might be a little tricky. So I wanted to go over those with you. Okay. This one, do you know what that one is? Yeah, it says friend. Now, this is a narrative book. That means that people are talking in it. They're telling a story about what's going on with them. And a narrator talks to let us know who is speaking. So we definitely need this word. What's this word? Yeah, said. And so it might say, I'm bored, said Rebecca. This is such a boring day, said Kira. Okay, so that's why these are really important. What are these words again? Said, friend. All right, those are our sight words today. Now, our snap words. All right. Now, there's two other words I wanted to give you a little hint about before we start, because they have a little bit of challenging spellings in them. This one is eaves. You kind of ignore that E, right? If you see an E towards the end of a word, you can usually ignore it. And then remember, the EA sound makes a long E sound, so you don't say the A, okay? That gives up its power to the E, so we can say its name. Eaves, leaves, all right? And then I think you see this sound in here that you recognize. Ings, swings, swings. Let's go on the swings, friends. So those are not snap words, but they're words that were a little challenging. I just wanted to point them out before we start. And it's kind of like doing a sound walk before we do our picture walk, huh? And there's a couple other things I want to go over with you before we start as well. So remember how I told you that they might be saying said in this book? When you see someone speaking, you're going to see these quotation marks. And then there'll be some words, people talking, la, 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 la. And usually a comma to let you know they're done talking, and the end of the quotation marks. And then it'll say said, and then one of their names. So it could be said mom, said dad, said, and then sometimes there's names like Kira. Okay. La, 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 said Kira. And that's the narrator talking and telling us that Kira is the one that just said these words. Another way you might see it is like this. Words. And then you might see said Kira, period. And then there might be more words. Okay. So she says something and the narrator tells us said Kira, and then there's more words after that. And if it doesn't say said anyone else, then that means that Kira is also saying those words below. So I want to point that out, that sometimes the said will come after, and sometimes it'll also come in the middle of someone speaking. Okay, so you might see that in this story. All right, now there's a tricky word in here that changes a little bit each time. That's such a bore. Everyone say bore. So bore is our root word for what I'm about to teach you. A root word means you can change it into lots of different versions. So kind of like a tree, right? When you have a tree growing and underneath the soil are the roots, right? These are the most important part. That's what holds the tree from falling down, right? If people push on it, or rain falls on it, or the wind blows on it, the roots are what anchor it into the ground. They're the most important part. So that's why this is the most important part of this word. And then as you go up the tree and it branches off, you can have different branches of words that all start with this root. So bore can turn into boring. So, oh, this game is such a bore. That means this game is boring. You could also say, I'm so bored with this game. So you see that root word in there. Here the E is hidden and the I takes over. You can't have two vowels next to each other like that. So when there's a vowel at the end, sometimes ing takes over. And here actually the ED took over. So these are the endings that jumped on. Okay. So let's go over that word again. Bore, boring, bored. Okay. And one other quick thing I'm going to put in the corner here. You guys know that when you put I am together, it's one of those contractions. So the A goes away and you add an apostrophe and now it says, I'm going to the store. Okay. All right. I think you guys are ready to read about the boring day. Let's do a picture walk before we read the words. The boring day. They look like, well, she looks like she's having fun. She's smiling, but she looks kind of upset. Looks like friends aren't getting along in this story. Oh, they're sitting together on the couch. They don't look super happy though. Now they're outside. They're playing with a swing. Outside, that looks fun. Now one of them's pointing to the leaves and maybe they want to rake them. And now she looks sad and she's really excited about these leaves. And now she looks really excited. I wonder where the other one is. I wonder if she wants to watch TV too. Oh, no, look at that face. She's like, no. And now she wants to play with dolls. Oh, and she's like, now. And then, oh, they're together with with the person here. She has a hammer in her hand. I wonder what they're doing there. And now they're both smiling, and so is he. Fun. All right, let's find out what's happening to these characters. Now, do you guys remember their names? Ooh. Bonus points if you remembered. We have Kira and Rebecca. All right. The boring day. There's Kira. Rebecca. So you got to hold those names because you're going to see them throughout the story. Okay. I'm bored, said Kira. Me too, said Kira's friend Rebecca. Ah, so they told us their relationship. They're not sisters. They're friends. So that's good to know. I like how they put that in there. So we have Kira and Rebecca. Now I'm still not sure who is who here. So hopefully we'll find out. Ooh, okay. So we have bored, and then look down here. Boring. Okay, so those are the two different versions of the word bore that we're going to see in here. All right, so it looks like who wants to play on this swing? Yeah, I would just assume that she does because she's pointing to it. So let's think about that when we're reading. Come and play on the swings with me, said Rebecca. No, said Kira, swings are boring. Ooh, I see two things here, friends. Did you figure out who's Rebecca and who's Kira? Yeah, I did too. So Rebecca said, come and play on the swings with me. So she must be the one pointing to it, saying I want to do it, right? I also noticed the quotation marks. Look at how this is Rebecca speaking, and it's because it says said Rebecca. And then down here it has quotes. No, said Kira, swings are boring. And then it keeps going. So this is all Kira's section here. And it says her name in the middle. Okay. All right. Now, I want to reread it with their voices. So I'm going to try to use their voices throughout. You guys can do that too, or you can read it through once. This is the best way to do it. And then when you go back and read it again, you can use their voices the second time. Okay. But when I reread it, I'll use my voices for you. Come and play on the swings with me, said Rebecca. No, said Kira, swings are boring. All right, who's that? See if you remember. Yeah, it's Kira. Come and play oh, I said on, that's in. Okay, come and play in the leaves, said Kira. Remember to use your picture clues if you need help with some of these words. And pause it if you need more time. No, said Rebecca. Leaves are boring. Come and watch TV, said Rebecca. No, said Kira. Boring. Come and play with my doll, said Kira. Oh, I didn't give you a chance for that. Maybe I did. Sorry about that. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, okay, on the last page, I noticed this as well. Did you guys see this? It's bolded. It's nice and thick letters. So that means to really emphasize it. So did you notice how I said it? I really added a little voice to it, right? No, said Kira. Boring. Come and play with my dolls, said Kira. And then now Rebecca's using that voice for here, right? That really emphasized voice. Let's do that together. No, said Rebecca. Dolls are so boring. This is what we call a compound word. It's where you take two words and you put them together and it makes a new word. So this word right here, can you figure that one out? Bird. And then the second part says feeder. Bird, feeder. Good. All right, let's read that one together. Come and help me make a bird feeder, said Dad. Ooh, a third character for us to make a voice for. Okay. Come and help me make a bird feeder, said Dad. They look like they're both into it. Ooh, I see both their names, Kira and Rebecca. Interesting. What did they both say? This is fun, said Kira and Rebecca. And look, they're both smiling. I'm glad they found something that's a win-win that they both enjoy doing. Thanks for reading with me, friends. Go back to the beginning and read it again on your own if you want to challenge yourselves. And remember, challenge yourself to make different voices. I realized that my voices weren't that different. So I would probably read it again and make some really different voices for each character to really make the story come to life. And then you could even read it to someone else and they'd be so impressed. You'd be like putting on a play. Remember we talked about readers' theaters where you still hold the book and you're still reading from it? But you're really using your voice and you can even move your body to really express what's happening in the story. All right. Thanks, friends.